monkey, you climbed up in that tree. What you doing up there? Why you scared? Why you running from every debate? You ran from Andrew and from me. Not tell the monkey you like they female monkeys with their bananas between their trees, hanging down upside down, found that's a smile. It's a smile. Now tell a monkey what you doing to me. Dilla monkey, Dilla monkey. What you doing to me? Dilla mother monkey, Dilla monkey. Oh, monkey. Oh,
Jamie! Could you make me an espresso? Okay, we're gonna open it up. Let's keep it on topic. 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. Icons are idolatry. J, but J, can I talk? But it was an ex-cathedra. If God is real, why does he allow evil? Why do you pray to dead people? Traditions of men, it's a no-brainer. You're such a tyrannical reigner. Is this your first time on the interwebs? Jamie! I need a change or two. Can't take it, these low-tier slow boys. Is this your first time on the interwebs? Jamie! I need a change or two. Was that an uncreated foot fart? Unmute, dude. Stop repeating my name, dude. You goobers call in, or I'll boot you. Where did we get the Bible from? Have you read the canons of Franzia? What are you, Catholic? Are you Protestant? I'm not trying to be mean, but do you have an actual argument? There is only one church. You are in a cult. You're a goblin, a demon, a boomer tard. Quick question. Do we have any diddy-back venerators in the chat? Oh! Is this your first time on the interwebs? Jamie! I need a ginger chew. Can't take it, these low-tier slow boys. Is this your first time on the interwebs? Jamie! I need a ginger chew. If you're a wine mom, front of the line. Unmute, dude. What is your epistemic justification? That argument is circular and you are refuted. Is this your first time on the interwebs? Jamie! I need a ginger chew. Can't take it, these low-tier slow boys. Is this your first time on the interwebs? Jamie! I need a ginger chew. If you're a wine mom, front of the line. Unmute, dude.
Funko.
I got married to a Funko Pop. Whoa. We got wedded, conjoined in a Subway shop. Whoa. I am married to my Funko Pop. Whoa. We got joined, coitus in a Subway shop. Whoa. Vitamins and biscuits and minerals, they come to me through a tube. My whole life is spent watching on a tube. Whoa. Whoa. I'm married to a Funko Pop. Whoa. We got wedded, we got joined in a Subway shop. Whoa. Vitamins and minerals, they come to me through a tube. Vitamins and minerals, they come from me through this here tube.
Ha! Oh yeah! Ha! There's only one thing that can bring this world together, and that begins with you. The word begins with you, not you. I'm gonna tell you what word it is. Usury! On the dance floor. Ha ha! Bankers, get that ass up! Bankers, get on the floor! Bankers, make the people super poor! R-A-P-E, middle class. Bankers, shake that ass! Sweet cream! Sweet cream! CEOs? Yeah, I'm talking to you. CEOs, I wanna see you up on them toes, on the dance floor. Get more hoes, get more paid, get more votes, get more laid. I wanna see them CEOs ruining lives to the beat. Ruin those lives at 141 BPM. Bankers, get on the floor. Bankers, make the people poor. Bankers, get more paid. Bankers, get more laid. CEOs, get on your toes. Your base. Raise the interest rates. I want to see the bankers on the floor. I want to see your ass poor. Fiat. Fiat. Usury on the dance floor. Haha! Oh yeah! Only one thing can bring this world together. Destruction of the middle class. Haha! And more fiat cash in my bank account. CEOs, get more paid. CEOs, get real laid. Bankers, shake that ass. Make it clap. Make it fiat clap. Bankers pay. Bankers pay. R-A-P-E middle class. Bankers, shake that ass.
Quasimodo, Quasimodo. Got lots of bitches calling me on my mobile. Quasimodo, I got a natural flesh patch right there for my mobile. live a life Quasimodo. My bitches be calling me Master Modo. You don't even understand this Flodo. When I get older, will I still have an after shoulder? Quasimodo. High school kids making fun of me and call me Play-Doh. On this back part right here, this part is Play-Doh. Quasimodo. I'm up in my castle. It's very dank.
I found her humpback chick, she was stank on it. Quasimodo, looking for a Quasimodo.
There was only 2 cringe cores this year.
Quasimodo, you don't even know what it's like with a little bitty friend on your back like this right here. I got a little brother on my shoulder. Quasimodo, I'm the smarter, weird, modified Lambo.
Welcome everybody.
I can drive in a weird way.
Party time 2024 in review.
Lambo.
Hit that like and
You
share.
don't even understand.
There's nothing else going on, I can tell you that. And I don't care if you're at some kind of house party with your friends, your internet friends or your only real friends. And I'm your internet debate daddy friend, man. We had an amazing 2024. Welcome, everybody. It's the year in review. Everybody saying, I've been binge watching your show. Welcome. Everybody else needs to be binge watching my show, my podcast, my debates, my so-called comedy, so-called music, the cringe core. I dropped 3 cringe cores this year. We're going to go ahead and count Bankers on the Dance Floor. Of course, the algorithm didn't like that one. I dropped Quasimodo, and I dropped the Tom Coombs song. Nobody really liked the Tom Coombs song, so I'm not going to play it. But, hey, we had some other remixes. This was the year of remixes. We had Matt Dillamonkey. That was a smash hit. All versions, beloved across the internet. The Matthew McConaughey song was a hit, but it was just shy of this year. It was last year, so it didn't make it into this year. Again, so many excellent remixes. Shout out to Slowboy Whiteboard. Shout out to Unmute Dude. All had great remixes this year. Appreciate y'all doing the remix action. Everybody loved this. So this was the original Unmute Dude remix. Not that sweet brother right there. That ain't him. Not that sweet Asian man. This right here. Y'all remember this? So that was a good one. I'm not gonna play all these. That was a good one. My favorite though of these was the Patti LaBelle sounding remix of Funko Pop. This one right here. This is my favorite right here.
I got married to a Funko Pop. Ooh. We got bread conjoined in a Subway shop. Ooh.
But hey, this was the year of covers. Y'all, everybody loved the cover that we did of Alex Jones' folk song. And everybody loved the cover of Return of the Mac. Those were our biggest hits of 2024, son. Did y'all have a good 2024? Today we're going to have fun. We're going to review my best movies of 2024, the best debates of 2024, the best posts of 2024, and the top PsyOPs of 2024. But aside from a couple sections, I got super strong, dank opium coffee all caught up in my teeth. It's grossing me out. Yes, I drink opium coffee. That's how I do all these streams. I've been fooling you for all these years. How did I get the crazy levels of creativity? I put a little opium in my coffee, son. I'm not talking about none of that Chinese fentanyl dragon stuff. No, I'm talking about straight up Osama bin Laden peeling it off of the damn, off the damn cotton poppies. And I'm talking about grinding it up straight off of the cotton poppy, directly from Osama's dank fingers, straight up into my coffee to get me high as hell, boy. High as hell, boy. I don't even know what dimension I'm in right now. Give me that opium coffee, baby. That's the secret. All this time, and y'all can expose me right now. Clip that. Clip that right there and expose me, baby. It's time to get exposed. Well, married to a Funko Pop. Whoa. He's lost his mind. I ain't lost my mind. This is the normal me, dude. And yes, half the time I'm impersonating all kinds of people. Sometimes I'm talking like Theo Vaughn. Sometimes I'm talking like a strong black woman. Not a weak, like a strong, independent black woman. You just never know what's gonna pop out of me. You just never know. I'm like a living, walking jukebox of crazy voices. Anyway, enough of this nonsense. What should we start? What should we start off with? The year in review. And so Patrick always does a top 10 conspiracies. I'll mention Patrick's videos or articles over here. I used to write for 21st Century Wire for many years back in the day. He comes up with number 10, Luigi. Okay, not your Mario, not your Yoshi, your Luigi. Now, I followed this to some extent, but 2024 was so packed with just crazy and so many PsyOps that I couldn't even keep up with everything, honestly. Like, it was just too much. I mean, seriously. In the past years, I was on top of all the stories. I was following everything and going down every rabbit hole. And I mean, there was just too much going on in 2024, and we had too much going on. I mean, listen, 2024 for us, this was the year of the comedians. Did you notice that? I tried to include everything somewhat cool and relevant. I couldn't fit everybody on there, but on the thumbnail, the collage was all of 2024, and it was a lot of comedians. So, hey, we kicked it off early 2024 with Jamie Kennedy, our second Jamie Kennedy event. It was a blast in LA. I got to hang out with Luigi, the internet, Orthodox Luigi, not this Luigi. We met all of those bros out there. We had a blast. Jamie Kennedy was cracking everybody up. It was so much fun. It was crazy. We was over there in a nasty neighborhood too. It was rough. Everybody was nervous walking to my event because it was a nasty neighborhood. And I mean, I don't know what to tell you, dude. There's no places to rent. It is so hard to find venues. It's like the hardest thing. So look, I haven't followed this Luigi thing. I mean, I follow it to a degree, but I gotta say, there's a lot of sus stuff going on. Could be an MK thing. Maybe they're trying to kick off like a bunch of, I don't know, leftist people going after CEOs. I don't know. But also CEOs are pretty awful and corrupt. So I don't know. But look, a lot of sussery going on there. Number 9, drones. I would have put this one higher up. But maybe that's because I spent a lot of time following the drones story with all the alien nonsense. In fact, the last 3 weeks, we've we've hit the drone UFO scam hard. You know, we went hard. We went hard on that. We went hard in the paint on the faking aliens. And yeah, I'd have to say this one. I would rank this higher than Patrick's ranking here. Patrick has for number 8 the Technocracy Bros, the PayPal Mafia as they call it. Teal, Vivek, Elon in there. Elon's controversies, shall we say. Definitely high up in there. Now, maybe this article was written prior to the last few days, which obviously everybody I'm sure has seen all the heat on the internet, especially Twitter, the last few days. So we don't need to rehearse that. But I will let you guys in on a little secret. Somebody I know might have had a hand in helping with something big on the internet right now. Y'all might know what I'm talking about. I got a little bit of a zigger laugh going on right there, if you know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about in code speak. Maybe I had a little bit to do with a little bit of some. Number 7. I might have placed this one higher up too. But we're going to see. I haven't actually seen all of Patrick's list. Diddy definitely came in hard. In fact, Tristan and I, your boy Tristana, he and I was hitting on the Diddy stuff hard. Now, we wasn't hitting on Diddy. I'll tell you that right now. But let's see. We go back to the beginning of the year in terms of live streams. What were the big hits this year live stream wise? Well, 11 months ago, Tristan, I did my first one. I went hard on the Cat Williams stuff right away. Okay, this was almost a year ago. Then immediately, boom, me and Tristan over here, hitting hard on the Diddy stuff. So we were calling it way before even, right after Cat Williams did it, we talked about it. So we were early to that. Was the Redeemed Zoomer debate this year? Because that was a big debate too. I forgot about that. See, I've already forgotten the debates of this year. And isn't that crazy to think about? I mean, it seems like me and Tristan were doing these Diddy streams like a few months ago. It's already a year ago. 10 months. That's crazy. So those were big ones this year. I've already forgotten the debates. I mean, Muslim Lantern, I totally forgot that debate. That was a big one. That was a huge debate. It didn't get as much traction as the F&F, but you know what I'm saying. Thank you. Appreciate everybody. If you would hit like and share. We're recapping 2024, and we're not doing the debates yet. I'm going to play a little bit of clips, but we're doing Patrick's list of top 10 conspiracies. He puts Diddy. I put Diddy a little bit higher. America's zombie president, the Biden regime. That was definitely a big psyop of 2024. That one would definitely be in my list, as well as the Kamamunism conspiracy. I don't know why this is in the conspiracy section of Patrick's list. Bitcoin definitely makes it into the top year, end of the year success stories, the stars of the Bitcoin was the star of 2024. And then he's got Iran in 20 as number 3. Trump 2.0. I mean, of course, this one's going to be hugely controversial. Middle Eastern stuff, hugely controversial. Number 2 for Patrick. And he puts number 1, the fall of Syria. Now, Patrick does a lot of reporting inside of Syria, so that makes sense why he would have that ranking. I'm going to have to say, I'm glad everybody liked that video. I might have had known somebody who contributed. I might have had known somebody who mayhaps have contributed. And I think it was a great. In fact, it might be the POTY. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about the post of the year. The POTY might have had a little bit of a hand in the POTY. If you remember, in Silent Hill, you had to reach your hand in the POTY to get the key. I might have had a hand in the pot. I might have had a hand reached into this potty. You know what I mean? Let me drop you the link. You want the link to this article for Patrick's 2021 in review? So that's Patrick's top 10. Somebody wants that link. Here you go. Now, I guess because I had a different focus in 2024 in terms of the stuff I was watching and, you know, looking out for, I'm going to have to say, and I'm not going to rank it in a 10 because it's too hard to rank in a 10. I'm going to go with y'all's voice out here. Okay. So what do the people think? I want to hear the Vox Populi, the voice of the peoples, the People's Liberation Front. That way, we're not doing debates yet. Let's come over here to what y'all think. Here we go. Now, I can't read all of these, but we're going to be some of it. I'm going to read some of it. Now, I'm kind of surprised that everybody left out a massive one that my buddy John Adams found or remembered, which should have been obvious. Hello, where's Lord Voldemort? The Lord Voldemort shutting down was one of the biggest stories of the year. But that might have been because I was right, you know, there hosting and doing stuff. But Lord Voldemort being shut down was one of the biggest stories of the year. Again, there's too many big ones to rate them. Off the top of my head, communism is a big one. Remember how they just said that suddenly she was the nominee and she was the most qualified and a genius and an amazing unstoppable force out of nowhere, and nobody liked her. That was a weird one. Kamala was one of the biggest psyops of the year. Joe Biden is a genius. Remember that one? That was another big one. There's no inflation at all. Biden economy, Bidenomics is good. Those were good ones. Somebody got Rihanna over here shooting rifles. I don't know how Rihanna shooting rifles is a psyop, but I'll take it. Somebody said deep fakes. Of course, Luigi comes up in everybody's. I think Luigi comes up in everybody's because it was so recent. And it is weird, but I mean, is that really the biggest story of the year? I think, you know, Lord Voldemort in the court battles, that's a much bigger story than Luigi. Of course, a lot of people are saying Donald. They're throwing Donald in there. New Jersey drones. Oh, the Boeing stories. Remember the Boeing stories? Was this a psyop? I'm not convinced that the Boeing stories were psyops, so I don't know if I would put that in the psyop list. And in the chat, what do y'all think in the chat are the biggest psyops of the year? Tell me what you think. So we're looking at the voice of the people telling us what the biggest psyop of the year was. Kamala's entire campaign, that's definitely up there. Zuckerberg and Bezos become right wing. Yeah, I think everybody's going to be suspicious of them boys. Let's see, what's this one say? This guy says drones, the H-1B battle royale, food manufacturing plant. Oh, remember the food plants blowing up? That was a big one. I already forgot about that. More Russia, Chinese hacker stories. Yeah, those are fake and gray. I don't know that this H-1B battle is a psyop. I think people are legitimately arguing over this, so I'm not sure. I think maybe some people think it's a psyop because they think that people are injecting this as a hot topic to cause division, so that's why they think it's a psyop. I'm just gonna say, if you want my opinion on all of this, some of my opinions might have been placed into a popular video on this topic. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it right there at that. Y'all can guess what that's about. Let's see. Hawk Tua. This was an interesting one. Out of nowhere, this random chick is a podcaster. For her rated R jokes, and then, but for a one rated R joke, and you get a podcast and all this stuff, that was a little weird. And then there's a giant rug pull with her dumb crypto, which I'm sure a bunch of people said, hey, we're going to make you a crypto star. So that was a big one. Somebody said the Pope PsyOp. Look, hey, Francis is so consistent in running his PsyOps that, again, I don't even know that you could pick. What was the big, the Synod on Synodality, where Francis was trying to bring in women. Oh, the Skittles blessing. Wasn't that this year? Yes, Francis comes in. Francis gets no, that's not an honorable mention. That's like a top tier PsyOp. For real. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. What am I thinking? We can't leave out Francis. See, that's why I need y'all to help me out. So much stuff happened in 2024. I can't even remember it all. Oh, good point here to this guy, Basilios. He says, what did we learn in 2024? We learned that all of rap was fake and gray. Damn, boy. Now, a lot of y'all are also pointing out that Loose, the Roman Catholic Funko Pop, was also a huge PsyOp. I'm not sure that's even a PsyOp. That's just the innate fake and grayness of the papal world just being what it is. How is it a PsyOp? It's just its natural function. Again, a lot of people are saying anytime something happens that's a controversial debated event, everybody just jumps on it. Oh, it's a PsyOp. Not everything is a PsyOp. People are just really just mad. And then we got who is this? Looks like Emily Rakowski over here talking about basketball players. Nope. Don't know anything about that. That's definitely not a PsyOp. Yakub is actually, when it comes to meme popularity, Yakub is making his way up. I'm going to skip some of that stuff that I can't talk about on YouTube. The Ukrainian Orthodox Church persecutions. The PsyOp angle would be that like there is no such thing as persecution of the Orthodox in Ukraine. That would probably be the PsyOp angle of it. Oh yeah, everybody's forgotten the Moscow concert event. I think that was a legit, like they actually sent in some hired people, you know what I mean? The Ukraine types sent in some hired types to run that fake flag, is my opinion. Middle Eastern events, that's another big one that comes up quite a bit, if you know what I'm talking about. Aliens, absolutely, dude. I mean, it's right here in the fourth quarter as we're winding down. There's a few seconds left on the clock in the last few weeks of 2024. And we saw a rollout of alien nonsense. Aliens made a comeback. Hey, nobody was expecting the alien card to be thrown down from the Illuminati card deck. But who was warning you for many years? In fact, 3 years ago, we did an entire month dedicated to Alien January, telling you they were going to roll out an alien PsyOp eventually. It was me and Jamie. That's who. We were. And if you listen, by the way, to our audio podcast feed, which has been popping off lately, which has been blowing up lately. Oh, I've got Taylor Swift on. Don't worry, Trent. I've got Taylor Swift on the list. She definitely comes in as one of the top PsyOps of 2024. And only a couple people even remembered it. No, not Project Bluebeam. No, the disclosure stuff. Okay, I'm sick of hearing about Project Bluebeam. I'm talking about straight up just alien disclosure bullcrap. That's what I'm talking about. Which is nothing. That's all we've heard about. The congressional hearings. Give me a break, dude. This is so fake. Fox Midler. More like Fox Midler. Let's see. The spy balloons. Was that this year or last year? It seems like it was early this year, right? Chinese spy balloons. That was, I don't know what's going on, but it wasn't. It was all fake and gray. James Lindsay was talking smack as usual, I offer James Lindsay a debate, and nope, can't do it. So I don't know what to say about that. We have people crawling around in tunnels. I don't know if that was a PsyOP. We had UFO disclosure. Let's see. Oh, the 9-foot aliens. Was that last year? Oh no, that was this year. Right? Remember that Hispanic bros? Hey, dude. Hey, we got like a 9-foot dude out here. You better call the cops or something or whatever. I barely could get away from these guys. They were like 9 feet or whatever. The Arizona alien psyop. That was this year, wasn't it? Remember that? And that kid called in. It was funny. He's like, "Hey, bro, there's like 9-foot dudes or whatever out here, and like they're barely breaking 10 feet or whatever. You better send some cops quick." The alien Arizona psyop was a big one. Wasn't that this year? The Las Vegas alien.
Why are you not investing in
It was 8 months ago. It was this year. This was huge. Remember this? He's like, "Hey, bro, they're like 8 feet or whatever. They're like running around. They're like, I don't know, like peeping in the windows and stuff."
The video on YouTube and then decide space aliens do or do not exist. And it's another thing entirely to subject those sightings to the same kind of scientific crime scene, discussing
in which the Kenmore family is also there. Like, this is so critical because you can clearly see through the slots in the fence that there is a leg motion moving.
Alex, good to see you. I have to ask you, what are you making? Because there's something really interesting about this.
You mentioned paranormal activity. What exactly did you see?
Well, I was in another room. My brother called me, and there was a upside down cross, and there was a Jesus statue in it. They ripped Jesus out of it. They threw him like across the room, and it was floating upside down.
Are you saying floating in the air?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. This part I haven't seen. This looks like the same kid though. So let's go back. I didn't see this. This now is getting into like demon territory.
Things that he told me during our exclusive conversation. Take a listen.
You mentioned paranormal activity. What exactly did you see?
Well, I was in another room. My brother called me, and there was a upside down cross, and there was a Jesus statue in it. They ripped Jesus out of it. They threw him like across the room, and it was floating upside down.
Are you saying floating in the air?
Yeah, like in the air. It was floating upside down.
What did you do? I mean, did you go and pick it up?
Now, I haven't heard part 2 of this. Have y'all heard part 2 of the upside down cross and stuff floating? This is crazy.
Did you knock it down? Like how?
No, I didn't do nothing. I was just sitting there. I was crazy. I was like, what?
I didn't do nothing, man. It was like a crazy. It was like trying to come in and steal some stuff, bro.
Yeah.
And it was floating. Yeah. And you can say definitively, without lies, that that is what you saw.
Yes. Couple of priests come over to the house, prepare over the house.
For that as well, demonic presence?
Yeah, I can see demonic presence there.
The pages of the Bible were moving on their own, and an actual crucifix hanging upside down?
Yeah. So, we had a couple of priests come over to the house, prepare over the house. And
hey, bro, you better bring like at least 2 or 3, maybe more priests. Because like, I don't think 1 priest is barely enough, dude. We gotta get like 5 or maybe even like a 1,500 priests or something. Because this is like alien demon invasion, bro. Anyway, this one was a big one this year. Now, I don't know what's going on in this case. Obviously, maybe there was a real demonic phenomenon going on. Maybe the news station wanted a hot news story to make up. I don't know. But this one was a big one. Y'all remember that? And then they had the part of the reason this one got a lot of traction was because they called the police. And when the police got out there, even the police admitted that they were seeing stuff in the sky on their body cam, which looks like a meteor.
They saw some folk in the sky, they checked the backyard and they saw something with like 8 to 9 feet, no clothes, green
between colored men, not human, with like the eyes were glowing and they did not. It was not a human being. Did you see it? Did you see it? What did you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like 150 pounds.
Because I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious.
So something did fall out of the sky, right, in Vegas, which could have been a drone, right? Yeah, I'm not denying the demonic side of it. It's just that in so many cases, when you actually look into a lot of this stuff, it ends up being something stupid. That's what I'm trying to say. So anyway, so this was the Vegas tall aliens. This was a big one this year. All right, let's go back to what the people are saying. What are the people saying? People are criticizing Twitter, X. Of course, this is just the last few weeks for this one. Blaming other countries for our crimes. That's a classic, I would say. Yeah. Hawk Tua. Here's Obzy got a good one. Obzy got the InfoWars here. Hawk Tua. Bringing in Indians and high-skilled labor. Daniel Penny being sued. Ozempic is safe. Drain the swamp. Coming in at the late stages, the last few seconds on the clock, the gay fog. Everybody's talking about the gay fog descending. Now, I have just looked at this in the past 2 days. I didn't know anything about the fog. And even Jamie Kennedy said, "Dude, stop with the fog, bruh." I don't know, but there's something weird going on with fog everywhere. But did you know that our boy John Carpenter, your boy Johnny Carpenter, do y'all remember The Fog? It's a John Carpenter classic, 1980. Thank you. John Carpenter's of The Fog. And I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm done spending an obscene amount.
Suddenly, now we live in a John Carpenter movie, dude. Yes. Bird stuff is coming in again late fourth quarter. We got bird stuff coming in for sure. Have you ever seen The Fog?
John Carpenter's The Fog.
Now we got literal fog descending on entire communities. And that woman that's on the viral video, she looks like she came out of the fog. That crazy looking woman. Let me see. I probably have to go to like TikTok to find that. Let's try that. The mysterious fog. Mysterious whisper. Does anybody get that joke? Well, I don't see the woman that I thought. There was one crazy-eyed woman who was like, she looks like that. She looks like the fog brought her, but I don't see her. I can't find her. Anyway, so the mystery fog comes in again late in the fourth quarter. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's up, everybody? If you're having fun, hit a like. Give me a little bit of a share. Let me see over here in the chat. What do y'all think about? Oh, we got quantum fog. That's what I'm talking about. If you want to support the stream, you can do so via super chats right there. Leave me a little bit of an offering. Whoa, we got a big old fat super chat from my boy Junior Gallo. Always coming in with them big old fat super chats. $200. Thank you so much, Junior Gallo. We can retire and turn off the show now because he paid for the rest of it. Just kidding. Nectario's $5. Very blessed New Year, brother. Everyone else, thank you for being a great channel. I learned a lot about the faith. In the words of Elder Cleopa, may heaven consume us all. Amen. Thank you, Nectarios. Appreciate that. Living Water, $5. Billy Corson, Wes Huff was a devastating debate. That absolutely comes in as my number 2 debate of 2024. We're going to talk about that in just a second. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody crush so hard as Wes Huff crushed Billy Corson. And I do agree with that sentiment. I would have to toot my horn a little bit and say I do think there's a couple times where I crushed a couple goofballs as hard, but it wasn't in 2024, except for our big debate of 2024. My biggest debate ever, as y'all know, came in, and I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm just saying it was the biggest debate of 2024. Multiple millions, probably around 3 to 5 million views total across all the format, all the platforms and clips. Was our big You Got It F&F debate. We'll get to that in just a minute. Storm the Cat, $10. Oh wait, leave it to Ethan. Just give me $10. Thank you for everything you do. Your content is immensely appreciated. What do we have to do to get long hair Jay back? Look, I had long hair for 1.5, 2 years. I feel like I paid my debt to long hair hippie Jay. It just gets too hot. I have really thick, essentially black person hair when it grows out. It's a beautiful Goldilocks mane of white black person hair. So gotta cut it down. Gotta trim the shrubbery at times. Storm the Cat, $10. I was gonna watch a horror movie called Antrim. No, don't watch that. That movie is too gross. If I recall, that's one of these horror movies has something I don't even want to mention in it. I think it was that one. I just immediately turned it off. So I would not recommend watching that. Do sigils put viewers in it with the audience under a curse or something? I wouldn't be that superstitious, but you do have to. There's got to be some standards for what you subject your eyes to. You know what I mean? So I don't watch anything that like goes to that degree. None of these like human centipede like torture movies. I don't watch. No, that's all evil stuff. 39. Let's see. Subway Funko Pop, $1. What's with all the doors that the Pope opened? Does Orthodoxy do any of that stuff or take it seriously? Not really. I mean, the Vatican is always kind of doing these symbolic ceremonies. I wouldn't put too much significance in that. I just think I don't think it matters. Vane, $5. Hawk Tua was definitely a psyop. Try to change my mind. I've been reading your Red Book. It is a great resource for my research. Hey, thank you. Yeah, the Red Book's still there. I didn't get Esoteric Hollywood 3 completed in 2024. That's okay. I got most of it completed. So I'm still in the last 100 pages of it. It takes forever. I did entirely rewrite an old article just yesterday or 2 days ago. And it came out good. So it's gonna be good. I gotta there's a lot of pressure to make the third one, better than the second one. I feel like Esoteric Hollywood 2 was better than 1. And so then there's a lot of pressure to make 3 really good. And it's not just writing, it's also doing all the footnotes and doing all the spacing and all of that. It just takes forever. It's kind of a drag, honestly, but it'll be worth it when it's all done. Let's see. I feel like I'm missing a super chat here. Oh, I'm super chatting myself. Jay Dyer says for $3. You, sir, are a man among boys. I want to know your debate with T-Jump has brought so much joy to my life. You are. It should be YOUR. But thank you. I'm working on some art ideas. I'm including his scared soy face superimposed on a milk carton. I'm still laughing about this. Tommy got tagged. Oh, thank you so much, Jay Dyer. That is not this Jay Dyer. That's a different Jay Dyer. Reality is reality, bro. Let's see. Let's get back to our top PsyOps of the year. Let's see. People are saying the bird sniffles. It depends on how much traction bird sniffles gets, right? Tech garbage filth degeneracy. I guess, okay, I guess so. Some dirty jokes over here. People making some dirty jokes. Biden is sharp as attack. That was definitely a big psyop of the year for sure. A lot of people suspicious of the tech bros this year. Kamala, we talked about that one. I think so. Did I miss any of the big psyops that we can talk about over here? What do y'all think? Big psyops of 2024. Let's look back at what we streamed about. Taylor Swift, definitely a big psyop. NATO discussing using Taylor Swift. That was a big psyop. In the religious domain, that's right. We should definitely talk about blessing the Skittles, as well as deaconesses, female priestesses. That was a big psyop that can't be forgotten 10 months ago. Remember, they were pushing for that. This was also the year where a lot of people converted to evangelicalism and tradcatism. That was kind of a letdown. I was hoping that we could, maybe get our foot in the door, get some more influence. If people were going to convert, that they would convert to orthodoxy and not to tradcatism and evangelicalism. But unfortunately, we had Candace going tradcat, and we had Russell Brand going evangelical. So I'm happy that they're moving in the right direction. Absolutely. And we've got Joe Rogan now is going to have Wes Huff on. So, I always like to think about the positives, hope for the positive, hope that things are moving in the right direction. And maybe eventually they'll make their way towards orthodoxy, right? Let's see what else. We had a little bit of drama with Ruslan. And Ruslan said, hey, come on the podcast. Maybe that will manifest. Maybe that'll manifest one day. We had Luigi. Honorable mention to Luigi debating Voice of Reason. I don't know if I'm not knocking Luigi at all. Luigi did great. I think if we hadn't had some of these other high profile debates, the Luigi Voice of Reason debate would have come in a higher rank. But that's definitely an honorable mention, and I think Luigi definitely beat both Pine Sap and Voice of Reason. So those are definitely coming in, ranking high on the scales. You know what I'm going to say is one of the biggest psyops that nobody mentioned. I'm talking about Luigi, the Orthodox Luigi. Obviously, I'm talking about debates, goofuses, not the Luigi Mangione. Orthodox Luigi debating Voice of Reason and Pine Sap and winning both debates. It's literally right here on the screen. Right here. We had two great debates from Luigi this year. This is our review of the debate after he debated Voice of Reason. And let's see, going through what else do we had. So again, Cat Williams came out dropping some heat. And then we did a bunch of streams on Diddy and all that. That ended up all being pretty much vindicated. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through the highlights of the year. We had a lot of good conversations and exchanges with Tim Gordon this year. Candace and Russell Brand go Tradcat and Evangelical. We had some good podcasts with Jeem. What else happened this year? Bitcoin started popping off. We were talking about that 8 months ago. Now, we've been talking about it since 2017, but we did some streams 8 months ago, 7 months ago, when the BTC was popping off. We had some fun, I'm just highlighting my streams, what I thought was fun this year. Gen X streams. Oh, I forgot. This is an honorable mention. It wasn't one of the biggest debates, but this was a comedic one. Everybody was reminding me of this. Did y'all enjoy the Black Hebrew Israelites so-called debate? I've already forgotten.
You whined about white privilege. What are you talking about?
I've already forgotten this so-called debate. This was a lot of fun. Honorable mention to the Hebrew the Yaqub. It wasn't Yaqub. I like to say it though. Let's see what else. We covered some good global elite books this year. We covered Jacques Attali. We covered history of sexpionage. Those were good ones. Let's see. Then we had the big, all the Trump stuff that was popping off. That was so big, dude. All that Trump. They're trying to get Trump, dude. We did some streams calling out Billy Carson. That got some good viewage. Sam and I, after the Muslim Lantern Sneeko debate, that got some good views over here. That was hype. Taylor Swift PsyOP, that was hype. That was a hot one. Deconstructing Christianity, that was a good stream we did over here. Mohammed Hijab versus William Lane Craig, that's probably the number 4 debate of the year. Up there with some of Andrew's debates. Andrew had some good debates that were theology adjacent this year. Well, the Destiny debate wasn't theology related, but it was definitely a big debate. Andrew definitely beat Destiny. That was good. Andrew beat Dave Smith too. That was a big debate this year. So I think Andrew definitely comes in the top 10 for sure of debates. These are all, open forum, low tier call-in debates. So none of these are really. Jordan Peterson versus Richard Dawkins was a highlight probably of the year. That was a big anticipated discussion. It wasn't exactly a debate, so maybe that comes in as an honorable mention, just because it was high profile people. I don't know if it was that great of a debate. Let's see. Yeah, so that's let's move on to debates. Let's talk about the biggest debates of the year. I have to say, I do think that our Fresh and Fit debate was the debate of the year. That, as we said, got probably around 3 to 5 million views across various platforms over here on Fresh and Fit. This one was exciting. It was fun.
He's the one that fulfills it.
And I was not really, this was really Sam's debate. Sam really shone here. I think he came through as sort of, and that's fine with me. Like, I'm not at all trying to be some kind of vanity queen. We all know I'm an established e-diva, so I don't have to be the e-diva of this event. This was definitely Sam's win here for sure, but I was happy to throw in a lot of good arguments and I think back up quite a few points. But Sam did great here, and this was really, I think, many people are saying in the comments when I brought up biggest debates, a lot of people felt like this was a pretty heavy blow to Islam. And, Hakikachu was one of the, foremost out here. And this, I think, damaged his credibility quite a bit. At least with people who were looking into Islam. If you're a cheerleader and you're on their side, it doesn't matter what they do. They have their own cult. They're always going to say the Muslims won. But if you go read the comments, and there's almost 40,000 comments over here. The comments are still 98%, Islam got destroyed. And I think that was pretty much a game. This might even be a shift, because I think prior to this, in the last few years, a lot of people felt like through online Islam apologetics and push that they were making a lot of headway, and that they might win out, and that they would take over, and they would convert the West and all this kind of stuff. But they performed so badly in multiple debates in the last few years, with this kind of being the pinnacle of failure, that even other Muslims were talking about how bad Ijaz and Daniel performed in this debate. So I think this was a big shift. And some people are even saying this was like the best apologetics debate of recent memory. So Glory to God for that. This was a huge victory. And if you didn't get a chance to see it, definitely go watch this full debate. I was thinking about my Daniel debate and my Jake debate, but those were actually both last year. So the only other Muslim debate that really rang in the new year or was part of this year for me was Muslim Lantern. And this one was also a situation where it was originally Andrew, and then for some reason they booted Andrew because Andrew was trolling him, and then it ended up being me stepping in, and this got a lot of traction. Now a lot of goobers clip and claim that because I interrupted, quote unquote, that I lost this debate, but I don't think, I mean, anybody who watches the full debate and you listen to what he actually says, he's like, Allah has parts like my shirt, but Allah is nothing like a shirt. I mean, it's just so stupid, right? It's like super low tier. And, after this debate, he even got caught like re-editing the clips of me to make me saying stuff I didn't say, right? So he got called out on all that. And, if you actually just watch the debate and listen to the things that are being said, I mean, it's pretty much a no-brainer. It's like he doesn't ever address the actual points about parts. He keeps referring to colors in his shirt as a way to explain attributes, that a color and shirts are parts, and so there's a parts-whole relationship. And he intentionally never understands the parts-whole composition argument that I'm making up, that I'm making throughout the discussion. Keeps deflecting. And so that's why I interrupted, because it wasn't being addressed. It wasn't because I was losing and I was scared. And once I pressed him on any point, that's when he would shift away to something else, which is standard fare for Muslim debate. So I would say this one probably comes in the top 10. It's not... Numbers wise, it might be bigger than the Ubi Ibarra debate, but the Ubi Ibarra debate was so highly anticipated. You know what I mean? Let's see what the numbers are on that one. So that one's 125,000. I know that over on Rumble, my debate with Muslim Lantern and Sneeko, I think it had around 250,000. So combined with my channel and the other channels, this one's probably had 700, 800,000, maybe 1 million total across all this stuff, me versus Muslim Lantern. And also, he's got it on his channel too. He's got me and Andrew there. And then you got people reviewing it. All these Muslim goobers reviewing. Here's Sneeko and this weird face guy reviewing it. So this got a lot of views. In fact, it actually got a little more views than I even thought. I didn't even realize it was that watched of a debate. So I'm going to say Muslim Lantern debate is probably number 4. It got more numbers than the hijab. Let's see what the hijab William Lane Craig debate is at. That one was highly anticipated. It was also kind of a big fart in the wind. Like, it didn't really do much. You know what I mean? Like, not much came out of that debate. It kind of let a lot of people down. We got about 260,000, 100,000, 150,000. So maybe 500,000 to 1 million. So yeah, it's probably up there in the top. That's in the top 5 for sure. Probably, I'd say it's about equal to the Muslim Lantern debate in terms of views. So anyway, and are there any other debates in 2024 that I'm forgetting that were big hitters? If I am, let me know in the chat. You guys remember a lot more than I remember. I think we're coming down to the top 2 debates of 2024. Of course, the West Huff debate with Billy Corson, our space alien pyramid brother.
Or at one point.
This one was a hot one. I had fun reviewing this. Of course, we've been making fun of Billy Carson for a while. So I was happy to see him really get demolished. And we just did the first hour of this stream that we did a few months ago was covering that debate. That comes in as my number 2. And it's interesting to see. No, we're talking all debate. I mentioned Andrew. I have not seen what you're talking about with Hutch. I'm mainly talking about theology debates, but Andrew's debate with Destiny was great. Andrew's debate with Dave Smith on libertarianism was great. But I don't know who Hutch is, so you guys can... Oh, I forgot. That's a good point. Jim Bob and Andrew versus Wes Watson, if that could be called a debate. That was definitely a highlight of the year. It didn't really end up being an actual debate. So I'm mainly thinking of theological formal debates for debates of the year. But there are some honorable mentions and definitely some hype things that popped off that are bigger than the debates, right? Like Andrew versus Wes Watson was definitely one of the biggest events of the year in terms of this alt media. That was a big one for sure. I was there for that live. It was a lot of fun. And then but I don't know. I did not see who is Hutch. What is that? Andrew Wilson versus Hutch. Now, I forgot about Andrew versus Tim Pool. That was a heated debate, too. But who is Hutch? Okay, let's see. Our buddy Jake Rattlesnake, cool dude. He covered this debate.
The new Patriot Power Generator 2500X. It's the newest and most powerful model from 4Page.
So, is Hutch just some liberal? I'm not even familiar with this person.
Like they're lying. That obviously does them harm. You agree that it does them harm. You just say we can't quantify who's being more harmed, but they ought not do it anyway. That's insanity to me.
I'm not begging you to affirm people's identity. That's the difference. I'm not going to sit here and beg you to do that. I think in most cases that's a waste of time.
Yeah, but you believe it's morally wrong, right?
Speaking. For my moral.
Yeah, but how could it be morally wrong?
But so who is Hutch? Is this just some random like normie lib? Like what is his view? Somebody tell me his view. So I'm not familiar with this one. It's a new one to me. I was probably just busy, so I missed this debate somehow. So he's just some random. So I'm guessing he's like a popular leftist. So here's Jake Rattlesnake's full analysis of that one. Oh, honorable mention also. So yeah, I'm definitely we want to put 3 or 4 of Andrew's up there in the top 10. Honorable mention. I don't know if it's in the top 10, but this started getting more traction for some reason of late. I'm not sure why. I think the algorithm started promoting it, and then Kyle posted it. This got about 50,000 views on Twitter as well. A lot of people have been reposting and resharing the Derek Mythvision debate that we did.
Amen to that.
This was an informal, just sort of on the spot debate that happened, and it's funny. There's a lot of funny moments in it. It was only 36 minutes long. It didn't last very long. And this one comes in as an honorable mention. If you missed the Derek Mythvision debate, this one was a fun one. Go watch that. I'm not going to say it's one of the top 10 debates, but it's an honorable mention. So there's that one. It's an honorable mention like the Black Hebrew Israelite debate was an honorable mention for 2024. And have y'all forgotten the other meltdown honorable mention debate, Austin Peterson? That was a blast. Wow, that guy. And this one was funny because this was not supposed to be a debate. It was just like a casual conversation that turned into
with Liberty,
like this massive, just pure rage debate. This one was a blast. If you didn't see me versus this absolute goofball, Austin Peterson, this was something else. It got so bad, and shout out to the Daft Punk shirt, because I'm wearing the Daft Punk shirt. It got so bad that he like muted me and wouldn't even acknowledge anything I said. So like for the last 30 minutes of this, like I'm making jokes and saying stuff, and he's like got me muted somehow where he can't hear me, and he doesn't even acknowledge anything I say. But it's enough that I send him into a pretty heavy rage, and he was raging on Twitter for days after this. This is just some like irrelevant libertarian goofball. And if you remember, what happens is that like the debate or the conversation is going fine, and then it's at some point I say something that triggers him about CIA operations or something, and this triggers him, and he's over here acting like there are no conspiracy, you know, weird things with the CIA, like total normie, like turbo normie, right? Turbo normie, and it just goes like downhill from there. So this was a honorable mention. Guys in the chat, am I missing any other debates? I can't think of any other memorable 2024 debates. And so I'm going to put the Fresh and Fit debate as number 1. And again, you know, Sam was the star of the Fresh and Fit debate, and that's fine with me. Sam Shamoon. We had a great time. It ended up being a great victory. And, yeah, I can't think of any other. Oh, Khalil. Yes, honorable mention. Excuse me. Honorable mention, definitely. Actually, this would actually probably be, in terms of theology debates, this one is in the top 10. Dr. Khalil versus Sam Shamoon. This was a hotly anticipated debate. Definitely in the top 10. So if you never saw the Sam Shamoon Khalil debate, this one was fun. I think Dr. Khalil completely lost this debate. This was a highlight of 2024 for sure. Thank you for reminding me of that one. I forgot that one. Yeah, I mentioned, I think, Andrew versus Dylan Monkey. Was that this year or was that last year? When was that one? Now that one was funny because it didn't actually happen. So no, that was over a year ago. So it doesn't technically count. But that one was definitely funny because we should always remember Matt Dillahunty's rage quit. I think the other funny debate was Matt Dillahunty versus Daniel Hakikachu. Remember that one? That was actually really funny. But this was technically outside of a year. But I will play
Back
the
to secular humanism. See, one of the shows. Sorry, I thought you had a boyfriend. I didn't realize it. Keep going. I didn't realize. You didn't realize? You're a liar. You're a fucking liar. You're a fucking liar, and you want to fuck kids.
I thought you were. Are you gay or not?
I'm not gay, but if I was gay, I would be happy to say I was gay.
Let him hurl the F word at me.
I can hurl the F word at whoever the fuck I want, fucker.
Look at this. He's not personal, but
it's not a magic word.
No, he's saying highly offensive things to me right now. So where they learn. Yeah, so you don't believe in consent. Yeah. Yeah.
So lock it up.
This is a great highlight here.
I came in with the Secular Humanist Manifesto. I came in with positions that aren't merely my position.
Oh, well, as long as multiple people hold a position.
This guy's not serious and I'm leaving, James, if you want to be fun.
Well, good day, sir. and I'll cover your refund, Mr. Matt.
He just said he'd cover my
I will
refund.
cover his refund. No.
This is great. Him getting up, taking his microphone off, and bitching. By the way, I got to play some clips. Hold on. So, I'm rushing through these debates. And I'm not even playing like the highlight. I got to play some of these highlights. I apologize.
No, I'm not going to dignify a debate with someone who blocked it, who trash talked me, and be smug and all.
Be smug? Are you kidding? Like Matt Dillahunty is like the most smug person on the internet. What are you talking about? I'm not going to debate with somebody who's smug. What the heck? Oh man. All right, let's do a little highlight here. I forgot. Let's try. Let's start with the Derek Myth Vision, because this one is still getting traction. It's still getting popular. The only way I know that is like, so when I look at YouTube every day, right, and I see the new comments that are up, I notice like this is still getting like constant comments. So people, the algorithm's pushing this for some reason. So let's watch some of this. This will be funny.
Right. So there's no truth.
So you would be a relativist.
Are we Pontius Pilate asking Jesus what truth is? Are we saying I'm thinking what the most factual thing is based on observations? And
if all worldviews are man-made, is that also man-made?
I agree.
That would be a contradiction.
I think humans have constructed these worldviews since the beginning of time. Before your
you're
Bible
making
was
a universal
written,
claim that's relativistic.
humans have constructed.
So he doesn't even care.
He doesn't care.
Do you see that that's a contradiction? You think it's okay to contradict?
Because you're doing a construct too, right? So
Dude,
based on hold on,
Derek,
Derek,
on
you
a
gotta
serious
understand
note,
this.
Neil, I knew this was probably where this shit was going to go before we jumped in here.
I didn't think it was going to do that.
And I told you, I was like,
you don't want to be questioned at a fundamental level.
This
But you can question Christianity.
Hey, do you even know, Derek?
Question.
God, this is how you introduce yourself.
So that guy's like, do you even know him? Is this how you introduce yourself? Like I was invited on here thinking I was going to debate. So what do you mean? Like I gotta like ask him like his his background life story. Like I got to know his origin story before I can have a debate. What the heck is that nonsense? Anyway, so this one was a fun one. Let me play another. I should have played Austin Peterson's meltdown part. So let's find the part where he melts down. Because I'm pretty sure it was over something about the CIA and something. So let's see where he melts down over this. And
Liberty?
The other thing is this like libertarian black dude over here. Like I don't think he ever says a word, but he just smokes his pipe the whole time, which is kind of funny.
And they give you everything you could imagine, right?
You can't sell yourself into slavery, right? So the 13th Amendment, no indentured servitude,
right?
No slavery. You can't.
But you can willfully forfeit your rights through a contract.
Yeah,
can't you?
I don't see something like that happening. I think most people don't want to live in the pod or eat the bugs. Are there people who absolutely?
I think he got really mad when I started busting Skittles jokes on him. I think that's where he got mad because he got a cat in the background. I call him a single cat lady.
Hey, listen, Jonestown happened. People drank the Kool-Aid. They committed suicide out in the jungle. There are absolutely people who do that. Like, those people. There are people who want to live in a cult. How are you going to stop people from living in cults? Okay, there are cults. There are still cults. You're never going to stop people entirely from living in cults, right? You want to try and minimize it and encourage free thought, but you can't force people not to be in cults. It's impossible.
It's underneath the radar though. Like, can you push some of these narratives? Don't worry, you're doing a good thing. Don't you want to be bigger than your
able to put into
elites because we are who they're connected to
things, but it wasn't the KGB that was running these operations in the Cold War. It was the Fortune 100, Fortune 500 running those operations, demoralized America. Not the KGB, and the CEOs of the Fortune 500 were not KGB agents.
Okay, well, maybe Yuri Bezmenov was a liar, right? So it's possible that he was also full of shit, right? Because he was a Soviet. So just remember that it's possible that Yuri Bezmenov was telling us what we the anti-establishment, we the revolutionaries, right? We who are the anti-Hillary Clintons, the anti-Mitt Romneys of the world, whatever you consider yourself to be if you're not a libertarian, right? we're on this side, and Mitt Romney and Hillary Clinton and everybody else is on the others. But just because Yuri Bezmenov told us a few things that we wanted to hear doesn't mean that we ought to take Yuri Bezmenov as the gospel truth. On the side of the Soviets, some of them
part of a disinfo
entirely, and it's possible that maybe the mainstream
that's a total normie narrative about what
CIA's point for them. I mean, they funded jazz artists, they funded American artists.
Feminism.
Yeah, it worked, and it worked. I mean, their goal,
put us in the
their
situation
job.
of
I mean,
degeneracy that we're in.
the CIA aren't necessarily ideologues, right? They don't necessarily operate in an ideological fashion like we do, right? So they're
Yeah, so here he is. He comes in trying to defend the normie Cold War narrative that the CIA doesn't have an ideology. Are you joking with me? Are you this stupid? And then I'm like, yeah, the toxic pop culture that's funded by these entities is there to control and destroy the West. So anytime you bring up culture creation with normie libertarians, this is where they melt down because they can't admit that there's such a thing as social engineering by corporations at a societal level, because it would destroy their dogma of the free market that they worship.
Their mission changes based on the administration that controls them.
That's how stupid he is. He thinks that the president controls the CIA and the CIA changes with the president. No, you got it backwards, dummy.
The mission of the CIA from the 1950s.
That's a total normie narrative about what the CIA
from the 1950s is kill Castro and kill Che Guevara. It's not the same mission as the CIA.
It's a totally normie narrative of what the CIA is and what they do.
Jay, you've been drinking a lot of Kool-Aid yourself. It sounds like you want to believe the alternative mainstream narratives that agree with you completely entirely.
So when I question the CIA, his response is that I'm drinking Kool-Aid.
And it's possible that maybe.
By the way, and watch, he's going to immediately go to the ad hominems with Lord Voldemort. Watch.
The mainstream narrative is horse shit.
Drinking Kool-Aid. So let's specifically have a drink.
Shit that comes out of InfoWars on a daily basis.
So here he goes.
You want to sell us dick pills.
So there he goes to, I want to sell dick pills and I drink Kool-Aid because I doubt the CIA narrative. I mean, that right there was like, okay, this guy's a freaking clown. This is over. Oh, by the way, here is the woman that I was talking about. She looks like the damn fog brought her. I'm starting to think that the fog conspiracy is this woman was brought by the fog.
And as always, let's go ahead and get right in.
4 days has just been incredible. In fact, this is...
I think the fog brought this woman. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm talking about, to quote Kip. All right.
With Liberty?
I can't take any more of this. This guy was one of the worst I've ever debated. We got to see Sam Shamoon Ijaz. I think this was probably the best part of the debate was when he trips up Ijaz. It's this part right here.
Bail out Allah and his messenger, because that's what he accused the Lord Jesus, that Jesus wasn't clear enough to articulate the Trinity, but he did make an admission, which is now going to come and bite him. He admitted Paul taught the Trinity. It's now recorded. I want everyone to hear it. Paul taught the Trinity, because when we come to the scriptures, I'm going to show that even the Quran acknowledges that Paul was used by Allah to spread the truth of the gospel of Jesus Christ. The Spirit, according to the Quran, is distinct from Allah. He appears as a man. He speaks and creates. So now if we add the Spirit to the Quran and Allah, he's got about 116 divine persons or beings. Quoting, unlike your prophet who didn't give any sign that his God was backing him up. Why don't you read these statements in context? In the context, your Allah, who you admit is Jesus, according to the Quran, that was Allah, which you just admit is Jesus. So Jesus is Muhammad's Allah, his God. In the context of those passages, God appears to the nation visibly in a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. Not only in front of the Israelites, but he also appears to the Egyptians, leaving them with no excuse to defy his commands. In other words, unlike your Ilah, the God of the Bible proved his existence. The God of the Bible set up a theocracy on earth. The God, and if you defy him, he has every right to take away your life.
Sinai, they were still bound by the Old Testament law.
I'm trying to find the specific point where he pins down Ijaz. let's see. I think it might be right here. Let's see.
When Sam gets down and dirty and starts insulting the Prophet Muhammad, then we have to respond in kind. We have to insult Sam and point out his vile history and the kinds of filth that he puts on his channel. I'm going to bring up the fact that a plumber basically stole your wife, and you had certain charges against you. That's all. That's all.
As far as those accusations, let's assume those accusations are true. All you're proving is that I'm a sinner, unfaithful to the teachings of Christ. But I was acting like Muhammad, because Muhammad did a lot of plumbing with a lot of women other than his own wives, because when he sanctioned the rape of married women, raping them and selling them off as chattel, that's condemned by the God of Moses in Deuteronomy 21:10-14. So, Lord, forgive me for acting like Muhammad, because I know acting like Muhammad leads me to hell.
That was a pretty good argument. But, oh man, where's the... Let's try the shorts, because... Here it is. This is it. This is it right here.
I'm asking you, the scribes made the change to omit or the son, and I'm asking you, why is it specific for the son to be omitted if the son is the same person who has the same knowledge as the father?
That's tough.
No, that's stupid Daniel's clip. Here it is. This is it.
The Bible affirms that the Prophet Muhammad is a true prophet. In 1 John chapter 4,
the same Bible that hasn't been preserved.
I'm reading it. Yes, it's false and it's fake, but it says some things are occasionally right. A broken clock can be right. A broken one occasionally.
It's false and fake, but that's good here.
Yeah. You just heard it. Good job. Good job, Dan.
I don't deny this. We never say...
Anytime Ijaz attacks the Bible, he shows that he's smarter than Muhammad, better than Muhammad, knows more than Muhammad. Why? Because the consistent teaching of the Quran and the sound narration is that Muhammad confirmed the very scriptures that the Jews and Christians had in their possession at his time. Let me just go through a slew of verses for the sake of time. Chapter 2, verses 40-44. Chapter 2, verse 89. Chapter 2, verse 91. Ijaz, make my day. Attack the Bible for variations, because you show that you know more than Muhammad. That means you expose him as a false prophet. But if you believe in Muhammad, you have to accept the Bible, and he's still a false prophet, because Muhammad was an Ummi. He did not know that his Quran contradicts the Bible.
So there you go. That was the total collapse point in the debate, where Ijaz admits that he only wants the Bible when he can pick and choose to back up the Quran from it. And all the masses of verses that don't comport with the Quran, which are manifold, then he throws those out because those are corrupt. What that shows you is that the religion is a fraud, because it's literally based on the prior revelation only being consistent when they want it to be. And so even the Quran says the prior revelation is correct, but then they say, no, it's not. It's only correct when it comports with the Quran. And guess what? Everybody was waiting for Dr. Khalil to bring forth his amazing, super deep philosophical arguments. And he literally says the exact same thing as Ijaz. Literally falls into like the super low tier. Well, the Bible is corrupt, except for the places where we want it and we want to use it to back up the Quran. It's that low tier. So this is a religion that is ridiculous. So that was the highlight of that one. Oh, and I did want to play the clip of Wes Huff, because that was one of the big debates of the year, and Billy Carson, where he stumps him pretty good. But I just want a clip. I don't want like 5 hours of debates. Good grief, where's the damn clip? Come on. Here we go.
This is Amazon's new money-making app.
My research, I discovered that a lot of information from the Enuma Elish and the 7 tablets of creation is in Genesis. A lot of the creation story that comes into Genesis, almost word for word from the Enuma Elish and the 7 tablets of creation. The Epic of Atrahasis as well is also there in the Old Testament.
Have you read the Enuma Elish?
Yeah.
Do you mind summarizing the content of the creation account in the Enuma Elish for us?
Sure. The Enuma Elish is a very ancient text discovered in the Library of Ashurbanipal. And the summary of it is that it really gives us an account, which is crazy, an astronomical account of the creation of our solar system. It talks about planets and moons gaining specific orbits around the sun. It talks about a huge planet named Tiamat, 46 times larger than Earth. Earth didn't exist at the time that this, according to the author of this text, which is pretty interesting. And then there talks about a nemesis of sorts. In the original version, it's called Nibiru, but in a more recent version, still thousands of years old, the name was changed to Marduk. Marduk is in the Jewish American Library, in the biblical text, in the Torah, and so forth. Very popular figure in ancient times in the religious books and texts. Marduk wanted to be the destroyer, so Marduk is the one that during its next orbit towards Tiamat, crashed into Tiamat and destroyed Tiamat. A huge chunk of it swung away, recoalesced, taking the water. In the Atrahasis epic, you see a much similar story. Slightly later date period, but still thousands of years old. The epic, if you read the translation of the planet Mars and to English. And then they went to battle. They were going to go to battle in South Africa against Enki and Lil and Anu. And they come to terms without going to battle. They argue that they needed women, human women, believe it or not. And they also wanted a workforce. They didn't want to continue to do the labor. They were cleaning out the existing hominid here. They would slay one of the gods. It's my personal hypothesis. But in the end, it ends up being that human beings are now doing a lot of this labor and worshiping these people as gods, as they, my personal opinion, masqueraded as gods.
So what are the parallels there?
Separated the waters from the waters, for example. That's in the Enuma Elish, and that's also in the biblical text.
Yeah, that was a good point, but that's not even the best point. The best point is when they talk about the Sinai Bible, which Billy Carson has no idea what that is. He thinks that Codex Sinaitica is a Sinai Bible, and Westhuff has worked in the Sinai Bible.
Protect in terms of Westhuff!
Maybe he wasn't crucified.
So the Gospel of So what is, so you see what he did? Oh, it's at the Harvard Library. Yeah. So that's like the credibility.
And what he's talking about at the Harvard Library, by the way, is that thing that I was thinking of. It's that woman's made up hoax text that you heard me reference. I was thinking, hey, this sounds like that. That's what he's talking about. It is that
anchor, right? Now watch what Wes does.
Jesus' wife is in the Harvard Library. However, the reason we know it's also not legitimate is because even though the manuscript, the papyrus that it's on, was carbon dated to the 4th century, the text was actually copied from a PDF version of the Gospel of Thomas known as Grondin's Interlinear. And
Hi, I'm Amy Poehler, and I'm standing in front of a bunch of books, which means I'm smart and you have something to learn from me.
Copy from a PDF? Like it's as new as the internet?
I think so.
It's hard to put into words the horrors that we've witnessed every day during our time here. Entire families coming to the emergency department.
And so loving.
So that's the section where he talks about this fraudulent pseudo gospel that this woman from Harvard had invented about 20 years ago. And he points out that this is a known forgery. So you're literally backing up your second argument on a known forgery. And then I'm going to go back to the beginning, which is this is the strongest part of the debate where he makes him look really stupid over the, quote, Sinai Bible.
Yeah, he's like, can I have a clarifying question? I'm so confused by what you're saying.
I can't be this guy. This is why I'm a crash.
So he just completely changed the claim?
It wasn't Codex Sinaiticus. It wasn't the Sinai Bible. It was the Gospel of Barnabas. Greek manuscripts, right? Because all these were different.
Snackaticus?
Codex Sinaiticus. And then he pulls out.
Text that comes. Okay, that's why I was.
Okay, first of all,
when you say
this is so these are the types of claims he makes.
All right, here I had to go back to the beginning.
According to the Sinai Bible, Jesus wasn't crucified. Of course, if Jesus wasn't crucified, then he couldn't have been resurrected. These are the sorts of claims he makes. The issue with these claims is they're easily debunkable.
According to the Sinai Bible, Jesus wasn't crucified in that Bible.
Do you mind if I ask a clarifying question?
Sure.
When you say the Sinai Bible, what are you referring to specifically? Refer to the Sinai Bible. Would you be referring to Codex Sinaiticus, like the codex that comes. Okay, that's why I was trying to get some clarification, because I actually have a facsimile. So I have a photocopy of Codex Sinaiticus that I work with in my office.
Okay.
So
okay. First of all, slight flex.
I mean, the whole thing is a flex. He's like, what specifically are you referring to? Are you referring to Connecticus, Sinaiticus?
Codex Sinaiticus. And then he pulls out.
Then he pulls it out.
He pulls out a photocopy version of the entire thing.
That's great.
I have it here. And the only reason I asked for clarification is because Sinaiticus in particular is just a 4th century Greek manuscript. Its text of the Gospels reads almost identical to the modern Greek text that we develop translations from. When you say that it...
So I think probably what was going on here was that Billy Carson was thinking of the Harvard woman's fraudulent fake gospel, and he called it, I don't know why, the Sinai Bible, which there's no such thing as a Sinai Bible. And so he points out that you're talking about Codex Sinaiticus, which is just a old manuscript collection titled Codex Sinaiticus, just like there's Codex Vaticanus, etc. These are manuscript collections that are very early. And it does include all of the same gospel references to the crucifixion, etc. There's no reference to Jesus having a wife. Billy Carson then goes on to say, oh, my bad, I actually meant the Gospel of Barnabas. He calls it the Gospel of Barnabas, which, again, he's wrong because he means the Epistle of Barnabas. And then he says, well, no, I'm talking about whatever this woman's fraudulent Harvard gospel that Jesus had a wife is. And so that was actually made up by a woman who, when she was exposed for this, if you remember, she actually said, I don't have to be concerned with the ethics of making up, false gospels because I was justified in doing it because it fights the patriarchy. That was literally what she said. She said, I'm justified in fraudulent gospels because I'm fighting the patriarchy. So, it actually did end up being the thing that I was thinking it was, which actually surprised me. I was like, oh, that's that thing that Hoffman mentions in the first chapter of his second book. But so then I think this ended up being like the number 2 debate of the year because of all of the zillion clips channels that went crazy clipping it, right? So this one, it was definitely a big one. It was enjoyable to see this con man finally get kind of ended, hopefully. But the thing with the internet is, like, it doesn't even matter, like, how, like, these con men can forever live on the internet. It doesn't even matter how many times they get exposed. Like, people just still end up following them no matter what. So let's see if anybody else brought up any other debates that I forgot. Andrew Wilson, Dave Smith, definitely. Yeah, we covered all of these. Yeah, I don't see any other ones. Do you guys see anybody remember any other debates that we didn't get to this year? I don't think so. What about movies? Let's talk a little bit about movies. Movies were not that great this year. I do have to admit there was a couple good horror movies that I did enjoy. I thought Longlegs was really good. Nice to see Nick Cage killing it. And I thought Heretic was really good. So we did have 2 decent horror movies. Arcadia was actually pretty good. With Nick Cage, that was fun. Apartment 7A was fun. The prequel to Rosemary's Baby. And it was kind of gross, but Smile 2 was a really well-made movie. I mean, it was pretty good. And that girl who plays the pop star Lady Gaga character, who's like having mind-controlled dissociation experiences, she did really good. But Alien Romulus I felt was a little underwhelming. It wasn't terrible, but it was also kind of, again, underwhelming. So really, horror is about the last genre that sometimes puts out decent movies. Everything else is totally soyified, and let's be honest, I mean, horror is pretty much almost totally soyified. So I would say Heretic, Longlegs, Heretic, Smile 2. That's the best horror movies of the year, for sure. Nothing else really even comes close. Most of this was just garbage. And then regular normie movies. Really, I mean, Tom Coombs in Mission Impossible. That was a really good spy film. And Dune. Dune was amazing. Probably one of the best movies in the last 20 years. That's about it. Like, I can't think of any. I literally only saw probably 5 movies in the theater this year. That's about it. I can't think of anything else. Like, all these other movies, I'm just like, what is, I don't even know what these are. Ain't no way I'm going to go see Gladiator 2. Nope. All of this other stuff looks like just garbage, trash, popular movies. Didn't watch any of this. Nope, none of that. Joker 2 was awful. Probably one of the stupidest movies I've ever seen. Joker 2 was like, oh man. Did anybody see Joker 2? Wow. Wow. I mean, damn, son. People have still been asking us to do an analysis of Megalopolis. I mean, it was a huge flop. I mean, it could still conceivably be good. Just because something is a flop doesn't necessarily mean it's not any good. But that's, I guess, the good thing about movies being so shitty is that when there's one good movie, it's really enjoyable. You're like, yes, wow. There were 5 good movies that I saw this year out of a zillion. What do you guys think? What's the other? What else did we miss movie-wise? For 2024, dog. What do y'all think? By the way, if you don't follow me on Twitter, be sure and get over here on X and follow me. I'll give you my link right here. You can follow me right there. Let me read a couple more super chats. I did not like Cuckoo 2. It ended up being, or Cuckoo. I thought it was going to be really good. You got, you got your Matthew Crawley over there, and he ends up being, it ends up being like a total feminist movie. Like, oh man. I was looking forward to this movie coming out because I thought it's going to be one of the few decent movies coming out. And no, it was garbage. Oh, I take that back. There was one independent horror movie that was really good. Was it this one? Let's see what this is. Did we see this? Don't Move. I may not have seen this. Let's see what this is. This looks like a remake of something else. Maybe not. Okay, now I don't know what this is. I haven't seen this. Now, we did watch an independent horror film that was, it's pretty dark. It's not a positive message, but it was pretty good. And it has, I thought Trap was underwhelming. I mean, it almost would have been, the ending was kind of corny, but Trap could have been pretty good. Who's that blonde girl that's in Ready or Not? She was in an independent horror film this year that was pretty good. And that's not saying much because most movies are not very good. Samara Weaving, that's her name. Okay, she was in this movie called Azrael. That's it. Yeah. So Azrael was a pretty good independent horror movie. I mean, this was impressive for the budget that they had, what they pulled off. But again, I'm on a fair warning. It's not a positive message. I mean, it's a pretty dark message. But I mean, this is a pretty damn impressive horror movie. Like I did not expect this movie to be what it was. Like, they pulled off some pretty amazing stuff with a very small budget. So if you like independent horror and you're looking for one that's pretty titillating, but I'm going to tell you, it's not a positive thing. That's about it. Anything else come out in 2024 that I missed? Maybe you guys know better than me. We got a lot of movie nerds in the chat here. I mean, most of these are just mid-tier to crap. You know what I mean? Let's see. Horror action movies. Was there anything good? Not really. No. When did Tom Coombs movie come out? Was that this year? That was one of the best spy movies, I think, to date. And look, I'm just being honest, right? Like, if Tom Coombs makes a good movie, I'm gonna be honest. Halle Berry's Never Let Go was okay. Oddity I thought was way overrated. This is gonna be Oddity's as good as Long Legs. No, it wasn't. It was okay. It's kind of boring. Watchers, not that great. Overrated. Boring. Did y'all see Small 2? That was pretty impressive. Oppenheimer, are you kidding? I hated Oppenheimer. That movie was terrible. Oh my gosh. I left. It was so boring and I left. We didn't even finish. I just left. We just got up out of the theater and left. Jizzy Fraud, $3. Jay, what bookshelf do you have? I mean, really? You want to know what brand of bookshelf? It's called IKEA, though. That's what I got. Rolf Steaks, $10. Did you see Fat Earth coping about the 24-hour sun at the South Pole? Absolutely, I did. Yes, I did see that. And somebody said Candace Owens was live streaming that. I didn't even know that. And it was that Jaren dude, wasn't it? And but I mean, I'm sure that they have some. Oh no, this one doesn't count because of blah 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 blah. Now they're saying that it was staged and Jaren staged it. Oh yeah, okay, sure. Fake J Dyer again. You did your 76409A thing about the school pew-pews as a PsyOP. I saw you cover it with BX on Lord Voldemort. Thank you for doing that. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. Fake J Dyer again, $1. Sorry if you get these new texts. If you can't say it, I'd like your reaction to the movie Better Man 2024. Okay, that's a movie I haven't seen. What's Better Man? I have not seen this. It's a monkey doing stand-up with Robbie Williams in it. Interesting. Okay. I'll have to check out Better Man. I haven't seen that. Thank you for that. Let's check in on my all y'all wonderful people over here. Happy New Year's, by the way, on the chat. Maxine, I wasn't impressed with Maxine. I know you liked it, Dangerfield. I think Mia Goth does good, usually. I like her movies, usually. Subservience, you know what? Jamie and I are going to cover it. And I have to admit, Megan Fox did pretty good in the movie. I'm not a huge fan of Hollywood Witches, but it was a decent film. Everybody's asking, did you see Nosferatu? I did. Sorry, I was not impressed. There were some things I thought were kind of cool. But it was just too gross. And like I said, my alternate title for Nosferatu is Sauron Gets Laid. So Jamie and I will be covering in our next stream. I think we're gonna do it tomorrow, maybe, or in a couple days. We're gonna do a vampire stream. So Jamie and I are going to be doing vampire movies. Perfect timing now that Nosferatu came out. We did go and see it yesterday. And I will be dunking on it. So, yes, you will get my Nosferatu dunk review. I did, by the way, do a legit review. Like, I've got a lot of notes about all the esoteric, occult, ritual magic stuff that was absolutely all throughout. It was all throughout Nosferatu, and if you know why that is, I think it's because if you go back to Robert Eggers' first film, that's what Jamie and I first covered, right? We did The Witch 9 years ago, and this was Robert Eggers' first film. It's one of our earliest podcasts, and of course that was witchcraft, feminism, you got it, and it was Anya Taylor-Joy's first big film. So therefore, it's not really a surprise that in Nosferatu, did anyone else pick up on the dark Gnostic goddess theme of Nosferatu? I mean, literally, Willem Dafoe says, you could have been a priest of Isis in another era, and she is our salvation. The dark Gnostic goddess who unites with the beast, literally in the movie, is our salvation. How does The Witch end? Anya Taylor-Joy makes a pact with Black Phillip and goes out into the wilderness, sky-clad, to join the witches, and she levitates. So, my suspicion is that Robert Eggers is definitely some sort of Crowleyan or ritual magic guy. He's got to be. So, yes, we will cover Nosferatu in our next show. Yeah, it's very explicit. Yeah, what's up? Happy New Year's, everybody. Yeah, we're going to do Nosferatu. Look, by the way, as vampire movies go, I didn't realize that Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula is super esoteric. We reviewed all of these vampire movies in the last few weeks, and I didn't even realize how much esoteric stuff there was in Coppola's Dracula. As movies go, it's definitely the best vampire movie. I don't think it's going to be surpassed anytime soon. We will not be doing Interview with a Vampire. It's way too Skittles. So we're skipping Anne Rice's Interview with a Vampire, and we're doing all the other vampire movies that I at least can halfway enjoy. So look for that as our next stream. Thank you, everybody. Happy New Year's. What's up? So Anya Taylor-Joy says she's into witchcraft. Well, I'm not surprised. All the Hollywood women basically seem to get funneled, and the pop stars, they seem to get funneled into witchcraft. By the way, if you have a link for that, I'd like to see that, because if you recall, we did a PsyOPs Cinema episode where we covered her esoteric pedigree, because she seems to always be in MPD, DID based movies. Here we covered it with...
And all this stuff we're doing to you, it's to...
shout out to Thomas and Brett, our buddies over at PsyOPs Cinema. We covered The Witch, The Menu, Morgan, Last Night in Soho, and Split. That was a great podcast from a couple of years ago. What do y'all think? Let me hear you guys. Yeah, I'm not defending Francis Ford Coppola himself. I'm just saying that strictly as a movie, his Bram Stoker's Dracula is probably the best one. And you could tell in Nosferatu there was a lot of nods to the Coppola Dracula, but no, I'm definitely not defending him as a person. Let's see. What do you guys think? What were you guys' favorite movies this year? Again, I can't think of... I think definitely Dune wins for sure. Dune was best movie of the year, 100% from my vantage point. Of course, I'm a Dune fan, so I'm biased, but I'm reading y'all's chat to see if is anybody even talking about movies? What are y'all even talking about? There's probably a lot of Nosferatu supporters. Tell me what your favorite movie of the year was, guys, in the chat, and I'm going to read out what I thought. Was Barbie and Oppenheimer, that was last year, wasn't it? Or was that this year? If you're wondering why I'm not talking about Nosferatu, it's because we're going to do the stream on vampire movies. Subservience was definitely not one of the best movies of the year. I didn't think Creator was that good. I thought it was overrated. I did a review of it. Shout out to FDA. By the way, I want to remind you, if you want to support the stream, you can also support us through Lore Coffee. Lore Coffee is one of our many sponsors over here. You can head on over to the link in the chat to buy some solid Orthodox coffee makers coffee. Substance was pretty good. It was a little too gross for me. Jamie liked it. It had some interesting messages going on. Did you guys see the Substance? It's pretty gross. We got like full on body horror. Imagine if the Substance is if David Cronenberg and John Carpenter had a joint nightmare, dirty dream about old Demi Moore. How's that? That's what the Substance is. Yikes. Best game of the year, Silent Hill, easy. Somebody actually liked Gladiator 2. There's no way that was any good. I can't imagine that was any good. Y'all must be trolling. Y'all trolling over here. Is nobody gonna... So a lot of y'all like The Substance, I guess. Do I only watch English movies? I don't only watch them, but I mainly watch them because I'm an English person. No other contenders for... I mean, it's got to be Dune 2 was the best, right? Nothing beats Dune 2. Rizzler 2. Oh, I forgot. That's a great point. Actually, The Omen was excellent. It was one of the best horror movies of the year. Great point. The Omen prequel was really good. In fact, I would have said it would be one of the best horror movies probably ever if they had not done... Well, if I mention what happens at the end, it'll spoil it. But, yeah, no, this was definitely one of the best movies of the year. Horror-wise, I forgot. Again, it's like, really, there's only horror movies that are even any good anymore. The Fog is giving me brain fog. I voted Alien Romulus as mid. It was okay. First Omen was definitely really good. In fact, I'm going to be doing a... all of these will be in Esoteric Hollywood 3 because they deal with the apocalypse, right? So basically, there was this rash of, in the last 2 years, of nun horror. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but for some reason there was nun horror movies everywhere. Omen, this Omen is the best of that. All that whole pack of trend. This one is the best. No. I didn't think Abigail was any good. It was okay. It was a little too... Abigail was intentionally using the Lord's name in vain way too many times on purpose. I thought that was not enjoyable for me. Thank you. Appreciate that about the books. I don't think Esoteric Hollywood 2 had the little textbook style squares. No, it didn't. So that was, the publisher felt like in Esoteric Hollywood 1 that it needed the little squares that like identify the various people and help you know who they are, which is pretty good. It's kind of textbook style, you know what I mean? It's not really... Like you've got all these little boxes with who this person is. It's helpful. It's a lot more work, and you'll notice like in Esoteric Hollywood 2 I didn't do that. So like no, we don't need all that. And no, I'm not gonna put all that in Esoteric Hollywood 3. That's an old joke, dude. Esoteric Bollywood. That's like an 8-year-old joke. Come on. Let's see, we got some more super chats. Bebsky says for $3, the Fresh and Fit debate has totally scrambled the brains of the Muslims. Happy New Year, respect. Thank you. Yes, I think it was by God's providence, that was a pivotal shift in the Islam debate sphere. Orange Monkey, $3. I would donate more, but the money hasn't evolved in my wallet yet. Well, one of the big stars of 2024 was, of course, Bitcoin. So, shout out to BTC. Total vindication on Bitcoin. And by the way, it's going to go to $1 million. We don't even have to do 1 million Bitcoin streams to explain it to all you guys. Just get a damn wallet and get some damn Bitcoin and just hold on. That's all you got to do. And I'm not telling you to do this because I'm not a registered financial advisor, but that's what I would do. And if you want to support me by Bitcoin, you can do so right here. That's my wallet. You can support right there. And look, if I was new to Bitcoin, what I would do is it would be my savings account. Because if you want to get into trading and spending all your time staring at screens and all that, it's just way too much. It's way too time consuming. And it's there's way too much betting involved in that. So if you just want the easiest, simplest route, what I would do is instead of putting my savings into fiat failing dollars, I would put my savings into BTC. But I can't tell you what to do. I'm a big fan of your channel. I hope elites don't collapse it. Terry, $10. Happy blessed New Year. I'm not an American. I'm Greek. I listened to your 4th hour Lord Voldemort. Friday, I heard you talk about a fixed crisis. Fixed crisis. I don't know what that means. I talked about the list of stuff that John Coleman wrote in 1992 that would be crises that would be utilized. A great example to look into is the Greek financial crisis and the bailouts. I'm well aware of it. In fact, I was doing podcasts back when it was happening and talked about it a lot. In fact, I think I have articles about it. Orange Monkey, $5. I would donate more, but the money hasn't evolved yet. Well, you don't have to. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. That's 2 donations there from you. Sends $5. Would you consider a rematch with Infrared Haas? I'm a big fan of both of your channels. No, I don't think I'm ever going to interact with that dude, but thank you for the super chat. J Dyer, $3. Have you seen the movie The Stranger? The Stranger. It would go excellent with your videos on Australia. Australia. Are you talking about where I talked about the history of MK Ultra in Australia? Otherwise, I don't remember any other videos. Oh, you're talking about the Satanist guy's eulogy from Australia. That's probably what you're talking about. The Stranger. This sounds familiar. Oh, you're talking... Well, hold on. Which one are you talking about? Because are you talking about the Micah Monroe movie, or are you talking about this? So there's 2 movies from 2020 called The Stranger. So which one do you mean? Let's see. Who sent that super chat? No, 2022 movie. Excuse me. With Joel Edgerton. I've not seen this movie. So is this where people get lost in the outback? The outback. They lost in the outback. Is that what you're talking about? I've not seen that. I'll have to check it out. Thank you. You said it will go well with your videos on Australia that you did in the past. I saw Nosferatu. They replaced all the Catholic elements and made them Masonic. Yeah, that's going to be part of the analysis. In fact, when Willem Dafoe does his invocations, he invokes the names of demons to fight the Dracula. JV free $3. Do not despise your Greek Orthodox brethren. I don't despise Greek Orthodox brethren at all. I don't know why you would think that. We love you. Keep up the good work. No, there's plenty of awesome Bayes Greek Orthodox brethren. Bayes Pay Piggy $30. Can you do an impression of Ibarra and Voice of Reason debating their favorite dish at Golden Corral? Listen, the best dish at the Golden Corral isn't even the dish. It's that giant thing it's a chocolate fountain that brings out all the chocolates. It's more like a giant swimming pool in my mind.
That's totally a fallacy, Eric. If you were to talk about a dish has to be an actual dish. And that's not a dish, that is actually a bowl. A bowl is not a dish.
I just realized Voice of Reason sounds like TikTok from Return to Oz, dude. Did you realize that? TikTok of Oz is... Somebody needs to draw a picture of Voice of Reason's face on TikTok of Oz.
Dorothy Gale.
This is him right here. If you've never seen Return to Oz, you got to watch it. Talk about weird 80s mind control movies, right?
Dorothy Gale.
That's him, dude. That's Voice of Reason.
Now we must dump the head in the front and tie Jack's feet together. Now we must do this. We must control Eric Ibarra with mind control.
There you go, dude. TikTok is Voice of Reason.
Dorothy Gale.
Right here. This is him. This is him about to go debate right here. I don't want to play too much of it, or else it'll ding the dang along. Anyway, you get the idea. You can go check out TikTok on your own. J Dyer again for $3. Fake J Dyer says, "Have you looked at Matt Dillahunty? He looks like he just got his 17th BOOSTER. It's as if Santa smoked some crack rocks. Doesn't he have like a big beard now? Let's see what he's up to. Matt Dilla Monkey, you climbed up in that tree. Is he still doing YouTube stuff? The Line? What the heck is The Line?
We'll go ahead and bring...
Gross, dude. Yuck. Okay, that's enough of him. It's just so, I don't know. You know what I'm saying. All these atheists are just... they just want to put stuff in their butt. That's it. Mean Gene, $5. Islamic prison apologetics don't hold up under scrutiny as usual. Well done. Thank you. Moham Head loves PP, $3. God bless you, Jay. You're a real one. Thank you. ENC, $3. Check out the movie Conclave. I did mean to see that, but I didn't want to pay $20 to go watch some stupid Vatican movie in the theater, so I thought I'll watch that when it comes out on Russian illegal website. Headphone, $1. What's on page 47? Of what? Of my book? I don't know what you're talking about. Bomba Clat, $1. Why aren't you out for New Year's? My friend is supposed to come over later, so hopefully he'll show up. But otherwise, Jamie and I go out where? Where are we going to go? I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Go to a damn redneck bar and do what? Sing Hank Williams Jr. songs? I can do that in my house. ENC, $5. Also, Jim Bob DPH epistemology debate on Raging Tomato was an amazing debate. Yes, I watched almost that whole debate. That was a lot of fun. No Face Kala, $5. I just realized that King Charles's fire portrait from this year looks like the movie poster for Mother. Mother, tell your children not to hold my hand. Osmotic, $25. Do you have any thoughts on FBTC into a Roth HSA? I don't know, man. I just stacked BTC. J Dyer, fake J Dyer, $3. The movie of the year that I saw was Saw the TV Glow. Somebody told me that was about TRA and Z, so I didn't watch it. Is that true? Most people would not watch it due to the subtext, gender dysphoria. It was a subtle point. They made it a horror, so I thought it was tasteful. It is a David Lynch type of movie. I did hear that it was like a David Lynch type of movie. Thank you so much. Now, post of the year... A lot of people are saying what just popped off is the post of the year. What do y'all think? Where are we at now? How many million views? 10 million views. Look at that. Post of the year is this controversial response to Elon from your boy Sam Hyde. And what did y'all think? Now, it looks like as the assessments roll in, we got Sargon of Akkad over here saying that he thinks it's a brilliant video essay. We got Seed Oil Disrespecter saying it's the post of the year, the POTY. So hopefully you guys are enjoying that. And like I said, I might just happen to know some people that might have had a hand in it, if you know what I'm saying. They might have had a hand in the POTY, if you know what I'm saying. I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to say who might have had a hand in the POTY, you know what I'm saying? Y'all might know him. Y'all might know him in the chat. Who might have had a hand in it. But hey, look. It had to be done the way it was done to pull it off. And it actually came out like way better than I expected. I didn't expect this would pop off like this. Like, I was like, damn, son, this popped off. Somebody said, Diddy had a hand in writing it. Yes. Diddy, Jay-Z, and Cat Williams, we was all up in there helping to write this. But hey, who gets most of the credit for that? Diddy. Diddy gets most of the credit. He brought the oil that Sam loves. He oiled him up. O-I-L-T. He got all oiled up. And he spit out this masterpiece of video essaying. Couldn't be done without Diddy's oil. Get the oil. The victory, baby. Anyway. That gets post of the year. I'm on that side of that. I'm on that side of voting for that as post of the year. Osmotic says FBTC into a Roth IRA is FBTC ETF Bitcoin from Fidelity. Oh, you're talking about all that boomer stuff, dude. I don't know nothing about that stuff. I mean, I know what the ETFs are, but I don't know nothing about like buying Fidelity Bitcoin. I don't even know why you would do that, because you're still just trusting another entity. And, you know, kind of the point of Bitcoin is you're your own bank, dude. Maybe you have a lot of money that you don't want to fool with having that on your own person or something. So maybe, you know, a lot of boomers do find this to be an easier way to find exposure to Bitcoin. That's not what I would do. I mean, I'm young enough that, you know, I'm not gonna buy some boomer ETF. I'm gonna have my own Bitcoin. That's what I want. By the way, you can support me via Bitcoin right here. That is my wallet code right there. And yeah, I would say in terms of that video, you know, like the middle of that video is a really cool part. if I do say so myself, the middle chunk of this video is pretty cool. By the way, if you would be sure to share this excellent work that was done here. And Sam did a masterful job there pulling all that off. Be sure and share that if you haven't. And follow me if you haven't. Because I was hoping to hit 100K on Twitter before the end of the year, but we didn't. That's okay. We'll get there pretty soon. Because Twitter, you know, I mean, we can have our criticisms, sure. But how is shilling Bitcoin a fatal flaw? If you then you're the fatal flaw. You need to get out of here. You can go kick rocks. Go kick your gold rocks, boomer. Bitcoin is only a fatal flaw to people who didn't buy it. That's the one thing I learned about Bitcoin is like the people who hate Bitcoin are all the people that are salty because they didn't buy it when everybody was telling them to. And now they're super, super smart. Gold bugs. Get out of here with your gold bug. Go rub oil on Peter Schiff. Go rub Diddy oil on Peter Schiff's back. Burn Films $5. Please debate the NeedGod.net guy. He's strongly pushing Baptist views. I don't know. Maybe. Says baptism is works-based salvation. Eucharist is eating unclean blood. It's a bloodless sacrifice. Bombaclat $1. Matt Dillahunty resists the Bible so that he can put things in his butt. Pretty much, perhaps. Osmotic, $25. Is this the one I read? FBTC is the Roth IRA. FTC is ETF Bitcoin from Fidelity. I would just store my own Bitcoin. Sir Isaac, $1. Christ is born. What if I am? Thank you so much. J Dyer again, fake J Dyer, $3. Death Dream 1974 is my favorite vampire movie. I'll have to check that out. I haven't seen that. There was another vampire movie we wanted to. I like John Carpenter's vampire movie. That one's good. The vampires. There's a good that 80s movie with Bill Paxton as a vampire. That one's pretty good. I forget the name of it. That one's good. There's a lot of good vampire movies. Daybreakers with Ethan Hawke is pretty good. It's just I think Francis Ford Coppola is the best vampire movie. Not saying anything about him personally. Very much mind control. Vietnam vet comes home. He has to deal with stuff, type of deal. Same guy that made Black Christmas. Death Dream, 1974. All right, cool beans, dude. I'll check that one out. What's that 80s movie with Bill Paxton? Vampire movie. That one's good. That's a overlooked vampire movie. Isn't this one kind of like where they're... This is it. Near Dark. This is it. They're... It's kind of like the John Carpenter one where they're trying to like get around and avoid the sunshine and all that. That's a pretty good 80s vampire movie that everybody's forgotten. Near Dark. Watch that if you haven't seen that. Snapping like yo Fabo. $1. Don't end this stream. This is my New Year's celebration. Jamie is reading her book. Reading her own book? Whose book? Vane, $3. Best kind of Bitcoin storage. I mean, there's kind of like tiers to the more nerdy you get and the more into Bitcoin you get, people start only wanting like super Bitcoin maxis. They only want Bitcoin type of wallets that are Bitcoin only wallets, like Cold Card and that kind of stuff. Blockstream Jade. And then there's, but for most people, something like Ledger is pretty standard. Ledger Nano. Harry Sopranos, $10. Happy New Year. God bless you guys. Hey, Happy New Year. God bless you guys. My buddies here. We're going to have fun tonight. Happy New Year's again. Appreciate you guys. Be sure and get signed copies of my book at the website, jaysonelsis.com, in the shop. Also, head on over to chalk.com, the best in supplementation on the entire interwebs, choq.com. And you can use the promo code J44Life to get 44% off all those great products. And it is a recurring subscription, but you can cancel at any time. JAY44LIFE, J44Life. Oh, by the way, Blade is one of my favorites. Yeah, we're gonna do Blade in our show. Jamie and I are. So don't worry. We got Blade covered. We got Wesley Pipes. Wesley Snipes is covered. Don't worry. It's all good. And there's one other thing I was going to tell you guys. What was the other thing I was trying to remember? Oh, the other big thing that happened this year. I forgot. We had the Lord Voldemort mega viral stream a couple months ago where we got like 33 million views on that whole weekend stream thing that I did. So that was a big party event for 2024. Otherwise, thank you guys so much. Had a lot of fun with all you bros and sisters. Brothers and sisters, what's up? We're gonna coming in hot to 2025. What's my expectations? We got 150 to 250k Bitcoin, maybe even more. That's coming in 2025. That's my predictions. I don't know what else.